What's on, guys? Cause Crypto here with another video. In today's video, can we look at the markets again, seeing how everyone is feeling. Obviously a bit stagnant at the minute still, in a bit of fear in the sense of could Bitcoin come down a bit further? Could it pump up even more? So it's about whether you stack your bags now or if you kind of wait a bit, let the price drop and maybe put money in then, depending on whatever coins you are holding. Again, guys, nothing in this video is financial advice. It's just a guy that loves cryptocurrency and a guy that loves to chat. So just going through everything in the market today. So current market cap is at 3.31 trillion and fear and greed's up 57, so just in that kind of neutral area still. And then we are looking at Bitcoin here being just trading over $105,000. On the daily, again, 0.5% down on the daily. On the weekly, we're down 3.2% near enough. Ethereum as well, looking at about a 0.14% down on the daily, and $2,600 trading over that line still, which is great to see. But as you can see, guys, the markets are reasonably flat over the last 24 hours. I mean, Solana's seen a bit more of a sell-off, coming down to that kind of 155 kind of range, down nearly 3% and nearly 10% on the weekly. So and nearly down 3% on the daily. Again, we'll look at the charts in a minute of all these just to go over everything, see how everyone's feeling. I mean, Cardano as well, down nearly just over 9% on the weekly and trading at nearly 69 cents. And Sui as well, I mean, Sui's still down over 13% on the weekly and trading at $3.21. And we're still holding a market cap over 10 billion, nearly $11 billion. And then Chainlink as well, down 11.37% on the weekly. But again, guys, on the daily, I mean, Sui's seen a little bit of a sell-off on the daily, so we're seeing a bit more volatility with Sui of recent still. But again, we did have a huge spike through the start to mid of May, so whether things are just cooling off for Sui before we have another pump, we will see. XLM as well, looking quite flat as well, but on the weekly still down just over 6%. But yeah, guys, and then even Hedera as well, we're just trading over that 17 cents mark. So again, this is where I'm going to be. I picked up a bit of Hedera. I picked up about put in how much I want to put in overall of this kind of month on Hedera. I've put in about 20% of that capital because 17 cents is not, for me, not a bad price. What I'm going to be trying to grab, whatever I can anyway, because again, I believe in the project quite a lot. But yeah, guys, and then Pepe down nearly 3% on the daily and just under 12% on the weekly. But yeah, and then even, I mean, Ave's looking, it's got a good price at the minute. I mean, on the weekly, it's probably one of the only greens in the weekly, as well as Kronos as well. I mean, guys, you're looking at ICP as well. I mean, on the daily, it's up 2.5%. We did see a bit of a spike yesterday for ICP. Now trading at $5.33. And then ONDO, guys, I mean, another one like Hedera as well. Like, again, obviously Hedera has real world asset kind of use, AI use, kind of ISO 20022 coin as well. ONDO's that RWA flat out play, tokenization, working with BlackRock. But again, I mean, looking at these prices, under 85 cents for ONDO. For me, that's quite a good price. So it's, just over that $2.5 billion market cap, but down on the weekly 11.5%. And then one of my favourites, KASPA, down over 16% on the weekly and just under 3.5 on the daily, and it's currently at 8.7 cents. So for me, again, because of my meme coin flying kind of unexpected rally of Andwu or Chinese Andy, I'm putting some into leverage just from that, and I'm waiting for an opening on KASPA as well, which I'll show you in a bit. So let's go into the charts. So looking at trading view at the minute, guys, we're on a daily here. Bitcoin again yesterday just closing under that 106,000 Bitcoin range. God, what's going on here? Is this there we go. So yeah, 105,900. Still coming. We're using this as kind of a level of resistance at the minute, but we're holding quite well above. If we're closing the daily, just onto that just shy of 104,000 on the daily over the last kind of 4 or 5 days. And the RSI at the minute reasonably flat, kind of neutral. So no real concerns there on the RSI at the minute. Again, we'll look at liquidations, etc. in a minute for BTC, but again, guys, I mean, with these wicks coming down to here, you're looking at possibly, obviously, the liquidations, etc. You could be looking at about 100,000, just, into that high 100,000 Bitcoin area, just below the 101,000K possible. But yeah, guys, I don't think anyone knows where we're going at the minute. I mean, if we look at Bitcoin dominance currently still kind of just underneath that 64.2 that we were kind of lipping above a little bit on the daily. But we've just come below it again, just because Bitcoin's obviously stabilized a bit. Some altcoins have stabilized as well, so there's not as much volatility. So Bitcoin dominance isn't all over the shop currently, but it's still on that 64% kind of total out of the total market cap. So we are still quite on the high side here, but once we kind of break, I reckon, 64 cents down, we could see, hopefully, if we can break through to 62 cents, what am I talking about? 62%, then we probably see more of an altcoin rally where we're probably coming back down to test the 200-day on the Bitcoin dominance. Currently just above the 50-day EMA on the Bitcoin dominance. And holding levels of it, which again we don't want to. I mean, unless if Bitcoin falls and altcoins fall harder, we don't want that. And then, guys, Ethereum as well, looking very good, holding very strong, holding above the 50 and the 200-day EMA moving average. So the moving average, and again, we're just not lipping above that 2,700 level. And closing on the daily, we closed above the 2,600 just, so it's showing some forms of strength for Ethereum. We haven't really wicked down below this 2005. We haven't had a closing body but until kind of mid May. So we're looking at about two weeks where Ethereum has held really well above the 2,500 level of support. It's just about now getting through that 2,700 on the daily. So again, we're wicking up to the 2,800 we did one time. What was that, about a week ago? Yeah, just near enough a week ago. Literally wicking up to that 2,800. But again, once we get a candle body over, closing over that kind of 2,800, I think Ethereum could be off to the races. It's looking very good. Its volatility is, it's not significantly high at the minute. I mean, if you go from wick to last 2 days, you're looking at 2.5%, 2.5%, just over. But again, on the RSI on the daily, we are kind of, coming into overbought territory. Again, we want to get that down to that 50 or below. If we can, let everything, the momentum kind of, I mean, again, if we get momentum, fantastic. But again, how much momentum will last? Because I think once Ethereum does spike a bit, that RSI is going to climb in the daily right above that 70 mark. And how much momentum we'll have left to then climb even higher, we will see. And then XRP, I had a little bit of a spike yesterday. I mean, did we close above 20? Was it 2.24? So we didn't manage to close above the $2.25 range. So it was $2.24. Managed to close above the 2.20, like we did the day before as well. So we're starting to see again some good momentum with XRP. And I mean, let's go to the 4 hourly minute because I want to see the movements that we've seen yesterday, because we've seen a little bit of a spike. And again, we're holding this triangle quite well. Let's go right out, so there we go. So again, holding the triangle quite well there, but on the 4 hourly, so obviously from about 8 o'clock yesterday right up until about coming into the evening time, we did a climb of about nearly 5% coming into the early, mid to late evening. 5% up for XRP then, but we have come back down, around 2% since then. So, it's not too bad for XRP, holding quite well. Again, possibilities if Bitcoin kind of does start to dump a bit again and goes below that 103,000 range. Again, that's where Bitcoin was here. So XRP did come down to $2.07. So could we possibly see a wick below that kind of $2 range, a wick below, but then the daily candle close above it, just to get out liquidations or anything like that? That's definitely possible. But XRP, again, with all the kind of bullish news on it, it's holding really well, and I think that is helping it significantly. And then Solana, currently, I mean, if we go back from, yesterday, we've had a bit of a sell-off. I think we're down about 7% or 6% on wick to wick. So yeah, it was about, we got down to about 153. So about 6% it was, yeah. So 54 it was, so apologies for that. So let's go from here to here. Yeah, so just shy of 6%. So quite a bit of sell-off for Solana, but again, looking at it against Ethereum's definitely a lot stronger at the minute. So hopefully then, when Ethereum starts to cool down a bit, Solana then pick up some of the momentum, and XRP, as they're kind of next in line for the kind of, how much market cap they have in the total crypto space. But I mean, for me, guys, Solana getting down to this 150 mark. It's 156 or 155 at the minute. Just be wary of what's going on, but again, I think is a good buying opportunity for Solana. Again, none of this financial advice is with what I'm doing. I do hold some Solana, I hold my XRP, but again, if Bitcoin, like we say, we've got some news possibly around trading today with Trump, about with other countries, and then on the Friday they've got Trump's got talks with China around sorting the kind of trade and tariffs out, and kind of seeing where the markets will go from there. Hopefully bullish news and not too much volatility, because again, guys, if you're holding your spot bags, it's not as bad, but if you've got some leverage, mentally it is fatiguing. It does test you a bit, whether you take stop losses, etc. And on my current leverage trades, probably should have took some stop losses again, because I don't have much experience in leverage trading, which I'll show you in a minute, because you could probably tell. But this has taught me a lesson on where to kind of get in. If, again, I've got a little bit of capital left from my Chinese Andy, and I'll get in on it just because it's technically in my books £50 that I'd be like just chucking away technically. And if I can make 3x leverage on a good coin like your Solana, XRP, SUI, or even Bitcoin, like maybe go like 5x of Bitcoin, or even Ethereum, then yeah, I'd probably go for that. But I want markets, I need to let the markets kind of direct itself a little bit, kind of find where the market is going, because at the minute we are in this flat sentiment since kind of end of the month. Again, we kind of sold off. If we look at Solana selling off from the end of the month, it's come down from kind of, even on 20, let's go 27th here, so even 4 days, it's come down nearly 16%. So again, whether we start to see, again, Solana coming down to the 145 mark from here, you're looking at about 7%. And then if we wick below it, I don't see us going below 140. You could look at about a 10% further kind of correction. That's what I'm waiting for, guys, with any kind of leverage stuff. And again, like I said, I put 20% spot buys on what I want to buy currently, and then if things drop a bit more, I'll probably put about 30 to 40% in. But I'll be looking at levels of of support. So this level of support here for Solana, if it comes down to around here, I know I'll be buying my spot absolutely. But yeah, we're going from there. And then Hedera's come down a little bit more. It's only down, .004 of a cent. But yeah, down to 16.9 cents now. Broke that level of support there, and with Hedera, let's go to the daily levels of support for Hedera. You're looking at around, but below the kind of 18 cents range. Before it was 12. We did have 12 cents there, but we seem to be showing levels of support around kind of about 16 cents. Hopefully we hold that. But again, guys, Hedera has sold off significantly since that high around it was around here, wasn't it, around Bitcoin? We've sold off around 20. We've seen about a 23% correction. If we go from the very high around the middle of May, you're looking at a 30% correction. So can we see Hedera come down a bit more? I mean, look, the RSI is down to 37, so it's coming into the old oversold territory. But if we're going to look to come, I don't think we're going to come down to, we might come down to about 13 cents. So again, that's a 22% kind of sell off there. Again, this is dependent on what Bitcoin does, what the markets do, whatever news comes out. Again, it's very unpredictable, but we will see what goes on there, because again, Hedera is a large holding of me, as what I hold as well, and I'm going, again, I'll just do spot with Hedera. I haven't got any leverage at all. But yeah, if we do come down to 12 cents, which 12.5 cents, nearly 26%. But again, we pray that if Bitcoin goes down to, when it came down to that kind of lows, we come down to about 16.2 cents. So coming down to 16.2 cents, I mean, that's still, about what we're looking at there, probably about 8%, 4%, 5%. So fine, about 5% there. But again, looking at, and then KASPA as well. So 8.688. So 8.6 cents. Looking at very strong coin of mine, which I hold as well. Again, from let's say mid of May, coming right down to here, we have sold off 40%. Significant drop. Luckily, I didn't have any leverage in, so again, all spot for me at the minute for KASPA. Like I said, I'm anticipating KASPA at the minute being 8.6. I've got a buy-in at the minute around this level of support here of about 8.2, and then I've got another buy-in at around 7.4 cents. Just if we come back down to those levels. If we come back down to, I mean, again, it's not really a significant drop. It's probably about 5% back down to the 8.2. Yeah, and if we come down to the 7.4%, you're looking about 15% drop. So again, I've got a lot of spot buy with KASPA. I'll be looking to add to my spot KASPA if it comes back down to 8.2, and then if we come back down a bit more to your 7.4, I'll have my leverage in there, so that kind of take over, because I don't see us dropping lower than this 6.8%. If we at 6.8 cents level, again, guys, my dyslexic brain today, percent, I don't know why. A bit tricky for me at the minute today, but yeah. So we could wick below possibly a 6.8 cents. But I don't see us going as low as the before tariffs back in the May time, which was 5.3 cents. I mean, guys, even from here with KASPA and others, KASPA's the more volatile at the minute. Where we're at the minute, we're up 64% from those lows. I bought in there, buying the lows, absolutely. And then let's look at SUI. Let's have a good look. So SUI currently, it's trading above its 200-day EMA, which is still great to see, which is around that 303 mark. 303, 304. So again, when we come back down to test that, there is a possibility. Again, this wick perfectly tested it, trading well below the 50-day moving average of the EMA, and our RSI is kind of coming into that oversold territory. If we come back down to test that level of that that 200-day EMA, you're looking at 5%. So not a significant drop for SUI, to be fair. There is possibilities there. And if we drop down to this level of support here, that is a 10% drop here for SUI, back down to $2.80, 85, 86. If we do wick below it, that'd be $2.80. So you're looking at about 11% drop off there. Again, guys, anything is possible in the cryptocurrency space. You never know. And Chainlink as well. Again, we've had a big sell-off here from those highs around mid-May and low and down to there, so 25%. But since this low wick, or when Bitcoin sold off a bit, we're looking at about not there, Barnacle. cycle. There we go. So from there to there. My computer is absolutely being a pest today. So let's go from wick to wick. So you're looking about 7% back, up there. But fine. Chainlink, again, stronghold of mine. We're kind of neutral to coming into oversold, but nothing significant. And I just want to check ICP as well. We had a bit of a good day yesterday for ICP. Come up, I mean, even from those lows around the starting up when Bitcoin did come down to, its $103,000 range. ICP wicked up to about 20, what was it, yeah, 20, just shy of 20%. So currently up around 13%. So again, I bought in a bit around here, a bit more on the $4.90 range. I hold a bit of ICP just because, obviously last bull market, I wasn't here, but again, you look at the charts previous and you look at what previously it does. But ICP for me looks like a good project, has good partnerships with like HBAR, and is very fast as well, and does have a high speed of transactions. But I mean, again, I'm just having money in it because I mean, right now it's up just over 5 cents. If even this bull market it hits levels of, well, let's see. I mean, where were we previously at this high? So even at the high here, we're at $15, $15.50. So if we even go another 50% on top of that $15, you're looking at about $22.50. And I've got enough ICP. I mean, that's a 4.5x from there. About 4x, 4.2x. So I mean, I'll take that with what I've got. I mean, if I take anything away from it, happy days. But it's just one of those things. But look, guys, let's have a look at what's going on currently in the crypto space. So obviously with, like I said, Trump, him and China are going to be having a chat on Friday, just have talks around trading. So let this computer just, there we go. So there we go. So again, just in as well, so 7 hours ago. So President Trump says, I like President Yu from China, but he is very tough and extremely hard to deal with. It's just the fact that he's passionate about his country and wants the best for him. He probably says the same about Trump. But yeah, I mean, at the minute, what else we got here as well? So where was it? So Russia, Moscow's stock exchange launches Bitcoin futures trading, which is huge, and China's firm Weber's files to raise $300 million for XRP treasury plan. So XRP getting very bullish news here. Great news for XRP. Again, it's a lot of sentiment around XRP at the minute, with obviously the Arab Prince putting 300 million into a treasury, Dubai having up to 16 billion over the next 8 years put into tokenization through XRP for its property of 7% of its properties in Dubai, which again is very bullish. Obviously 7% being 16 billion, so you're looking at around 200 billion total, and 16 billion of that is going to be XRP utilization over the next kind of 7 to 8 years. And then President Trump says too late. Jerome Powell must lower interest rates now. Again, yesterday Powell did not. Was it yesterday? Was it 2 days ago? Either or, he didn't lower interest rates at all. And then what else we got here as well? So on Cointelegraph as well. Gosh, it does take a while to load here because obviously you come back after like 2 minutes, it just has to reload. But that's absolutely fine because that's, we've got a lot of things going on in the world at the minute. I shouldn't really be worried about that. So Ethereum is 40%, is up 40% in 30 days, with the ETH BTC rising 30%. And I say ETF demand and strong structure could fuel a breakout for ETH. I mean, again, go over the charts, guys. ETH is holding really well. And then Singapore-based Bitfufu mined 400 BTC in May, up to 91%, and hit a record hash rate of 34.1 exahash. Great to see there as well. Good. Good. And then what else we got here is, let's look at the Coinbase app as well. So I mean, yesterday it was 416 ranked of all apps and 33 in the finance, I think it was. So if it's gone down a bit more today, good news for us crypto folk, isn't it? Because it means not as many people are involved in the space. So it's gone up a bit today, but again, it's still 381 in all apps, and then 34th in the financial apps. So guys, I mean, that's fantastic. So us last 2 days, so it's been coming up again a little bit, people getting a bit more involved, but not a significant amount. We want to see it in the top 20 of all apps, just to see like a real spike in use of crypto. But then we know that's kind of where retail and everyone is buying in. Like, my mate's mum will be like, oh yeah, have you got crypto? I'm like, yeah, I've had it for the last year and a half, so she's getting involved now. I mean, you never know, guys, but it could happen. But yeah, people are not here yet still. The sentiment around cryptocurrency is not there. And like I'm showing here as well, again, I just like to compare XRP and Bitcoin with search terms in Google Trends. And currently on this week, so we just searched over the past 5 years. I don't know why my internet is full signal here today, so I don't know what's going on. Here we are. So, I mean, if we compared last time, guys, it was still, I mean, look, 1st to 7th of June, Bitcoin at 17, XRP at 8. If we go back to bear market times, around 22, Bitcoin 19, 18, XRP 3, even here as well, Bitcoin 15, Bitcoin 13, guys, I mean, even here as well, before the massive spike, look, let me get guys, nothing, and then Bitcoin hits all-time highs, bang, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, I need to see what's going on in Bitcoin. Well, it's too late. It's too late then. If you get into Bitcoin then, yeah, I mean, November time, what November 16th, look on the chart, I mean, November 16th, so for September it was quite low, November it went up quite a significant amount. So guys, let's average it here. So November 16th, let's go, apologies, let's get this down a minute, let's get a bit more space, no, don't want the oscillator, there we go. So from here, that September time, where Bitcoin wasn't being searched, we were at 56,000, 54,000. And then when everyone's getting involved around here, because we've seen that spike, Bitcoin was trading at nearly, well, basically, let's say 90,000. So we'd already, no one was interested around here. So going from here up to here, guys, Bitcoin went up 60, nearly 70%. So it's seen most of its gains. People, let's say if people did get in there and they managed to sell the top, so let's say they got in around November 16th, let's just go from here, and they sold the top, they made 20%. So, I mean, not bad. I mean, not many investments would, and that's in just about a month's period, let's say, near enough, just over a month. So people were making 20%, and let's say they timed that perfectly, which, I mean, no one can. But if you got in here and up to here, guys, 100%, let's just say that 100%, 96%, but you know what I mean, nearly 100%. So it goes to show when terms are low, you're good to go. And I think it's best to buy, again, not financial advice, but that's what I've been doing, again, with my altcoins and stuff like that. Again, I don't own Bitcoin, I follow Bitcoin because a lot of the market goes off Bitcoin, and it has such a massive influence on the markets and on those larger institutions who are investing in cryptocurrency. Let's look at BTC's liquidations. So let's go to the liquidation map. So let's look here. So on the daily, guys, I mean, 1.74 billion on longs and double the amount on shorts. So people are anticipating them shorts. So on the daily, I mean, those shorts are coming up to 3.6 billion. So if you want to wipe out most, like let's say half plus stop loss, you're looking at about 107, possibly 100 and just shy of 100, just into 107,000. And I mean, on the longs on the daily, we're not matching the shorts. But if we come into longs here on the weekly, you're looking at just shy of 7 billion, and longs and shorts are just shy of 9 billion. So with shorts, 9 billion, if you're going to take out even half of that, so, or let's say just over half, let's be ambitious. So that half is 108,000, let's say, just above that. So around that 108,000 mark, we've got a lot of short liquidations, and stop losses might be hit then, so that's why I just come off a little bit. So it could be around that 107 to 108,000. But with the longs, I mean, you know, we're still 7 billion there, so you're looking at probably around 102 to maybe, about 102, 103. If we hit that, we hit a lot of liquidations on the longs. And then on the monthly, guys, I mean, look at that, just over 16 billion on longs and 13.2 billion on shorts. So longs, we are still significantly, so was it 16.2? So let's say around here. So you're looking at about 100,000 stop losses hit as well for these, let's say. So you could be looking at about 100,000 and about up to, I mean, you're not going to liquidate all of them, because if Bitcoin goes all the way back down to 93,000, you can guarantee that people will be putting in longs again from there, and they'll probably be doing like that 50, 100x leverage. But you're looking at probably around that 101k mark to get the stop losses around the high 90s as well, or maybe just on the 100k mark. But again, guys, it's something to look at there. And then, guys, look, just going from my my leverages again, guys. I thought, you know, Bitcoin's dropped off a little bit. These dropped off a little bit. I put in first entry for SUI at $3.80 when it was like $4 something, and it dropped down. I was like, oh great, I've entered at quite a good time here, and it's just, everything's just sold off further, isn't it? So again, 318, I'm quite far into it, just because I've been focused on my spot bags, not really looking at this, just to see, see what happens. And I am, you know, there's possibilities of me getting liquidated for the SUI one. XRP, I'm reasonably confident that I won't get liquidated. Then I put in for Aerodrome as well, just because I want to have a base kind of coin. Again, only 3x. XRP is a 6x and SUI is a 5x. But as you can see here, guys, XRP is not doing too bad. It's down $100, but you know, you learn from what you do. And again, if we have a bit of a sell-off, I can see my SUI one possibly. Again, I probably could take profits here. Not profits, sorry. Take a loss. I'm nowhere near profits in my SUI one, gosh. So, again, I just want to be transparent, guys. But this just shows you guys, I mean, again, I am absolutely no crypto expert. But in the cryptocurrency space, people might sell you certain things, sell you certain coins, just so they can pump their bags. But again, all I'll say is that I like to talk about many coins because the ones I hold. I like to keep an eye on other coins as well, just to see, you know, how they're doing in the cryptocurrency space. I'm not here to pump my own bags or anything like that, because again, I definitely don't have the influence for that. And even if I did, I wouldn't, because I like to be transparent and honest, because I'd rather people be like that with me. But guys, I've been in cryptocurrency space now for just shy of 2 years, and I honestly, I just really enjoy it. I love the concept of basically how blockchains work, how you don't need intermediaries of banks, governments, etc. And governments don't like the fact that they can't control Bitcoin or anything like that. So they want to probably get into Bitcoin. They're the ones that at the minute, like the US, they can't buy Bitcoin because obviously it's taxpayer money. So why would they buy? I mean, they've got gold, so would they replace it? They've had talks about that for Bitcoin. There's a possibility, but obviously the national debt of the US has gone up to 36 trillion, which is an all-time high. I mean, currently here in the UK, I think we're hitting about 4 trillion now of debt in pounds. So if we had to equivalent that to dollars, it's about 5.5 trillion, I'd say. But yeah, it's just cryptocurrency for me is one of those things where I like to talk about it. I like to give my point of view on it. So I mean, what I did when I was kind of learning about cryptocurrency, because I went traveling for 5 months and all I could do was literally, when I was traveling for 12 hours, I'd look at crypto videos, look at stuff online, and from that I'd literally just go, okay, this person says this person says this, what does it mean? Look it up, kind of go, okay, understand that a bit more. Then I'd look into some, one person, what they say, and go, okay, I don't really agree with that, but I like a little bit what you've done there. I'll take that for myself possibly and be like, okay, I've learned from that. And then other people as well, I do the same thing, just to get a good overall kind of concept of what I think is useful in the crypto space. But from what I'm talking about in these videos, I tend to go through like, okay, yeah, no one can read the market, but what can give me a slight gauge of where prices could slightly go? Obviously, whatever comes out in the news, or whatever Trump does, I'll be honest, he is one of the most powerful people in the world at the minute, and he can navigate a market up, down, whatever he wants to do. So it's hard to gauge that. That is so unpredictable. But looking at liquidations, looking at kind of levels of support and resistance, that's what I kind of go off. And then trading above EMAs or below EMAs, that's what I just try and keep it as simple as I can, because once I start overcomplicating it and trying to look at people when they do like really technical analysis, like high quality, like I'll say high quality, they probably don't even know what's going on, but the intricacy of it is for me too much. So I feel overwhelmed by it, and all this. It's great to look at and obviously see how they work, but again, I'm like, cool, I'm just going to keep it level of support, level of resistance, kind of where does price sentiment go, where does the daily candle close, where does the weekly candle close, and then if things start selling off significantly, and I also look at Bitcoin dominance, because if the Bitcoin dominance hasn't come down significantly yet, but price is selling off in most things, I'm thinking to myself, right, if I buy a spot bag or whatever and it's dropped 20%, most likely I've got it on sale. That's my perspective, because Bitcoin's probably selling off, altcoins are selling off harder. Bitcoin dominance might even go up a little bit in that sense, because obviously the volatility in the altcoins are significantly higher. I'm looking at sales which I can get. So that's kind of me, guys. What I do. Again, none of it's financial advice. It's just, again, a passionate person here. But yeah, guys, that's me today. Have a lovely Wednesday. Don't stress too much. Easier said than done, because I know we want to try and all make a bit of money, so we don't have to stress about financing our lives. We can have a roof over our head, enjoy life. I know some of you probably want to buy a Lambo. That's not mine. That's not me. I'm looking to reinvest, and long term for me, it's long term. Short term, I thought at the start of my cryptocurrency journey, like, I'm going short term, I'm going to make so much money. I was like, oh my god, that's stressing me out, it's too much. But long term, I'm looking, make a little bit, help kind of my lifestyle out, in the sense of, if I can work a little bit less, I still want to work because I love my job, but if I can work a little bit less and then have more kind of life experience of like going traveling again, or eventually buying a house, or building on our own land, whatever we do, I don't know what we're going to do. That's what I want to do. That's all I want. I want a simple life, and where I can then help. If I get my house, I can spend less on paying someone else's mortgage or paying the bank back on my own mortgage. Then I've got money to put somewhere else. I'm not going to buy a nice fancy car, because flipping heck, it will cost you a load. I mean, why would I do that? I'd rather just be like, I'd rather enjoy my life, not have to work as stress about work too much and do all this, and just have a comfortable kind of living. That's the way I roll. But anyway, guys, have a good one, have a good Wednesday, and I'll catch you in the next one. And look after each other and stay fit and healthy. Have a good one.